Hi everyone! Today we're going to do some math, and it's kind of an exciting day because we are going to learn something brand new that we have not learned before. So, if you've picked up your packet or if your adult has printed off today's worksheets, one of those worksheets looks like this. So it has some dinosaurs on it, and there are some numbers on it. And if you look at the top of your worksheet, you can see that there are 3 different symbols. So there's a kind of like carrot arrow looking symbol pointing this way. There's another little carrot arrow symbol pointing this way. And there's also a symbol that I think that we already recognize. Anybody tell me what this symbol is right here? If you said it's an equals symbol, then you are correct. So we have a symbol that means less than, a symbol that means greater than, and a symbol that means equal to. So what we are going to learn today is we're going to learn how to, once we know when a number is bigger than another number, how do we show that we know that, okay? So not only are we going to figure out which numbers are bigger, but we're also going to learn some new symbols to tell everyone that we know that. So I'm going to hop back onto my bigger screen here. So when we say greater than, do you guys know what that means? Greater than. Greater than means that you have one number that is more than another number. So you could say that 3 is greater than the number 1. I think that makes sense, right? Now, less than means the exact opposite. It means that one number is smaller than another number. So you could say that 1 is less than 3, okay? Now, we all know that equals to means that those numbers are the same. We use the equal symbol when we're talking about addition equations. We know that 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So saying 2 is the same thing as saying 1 plus 1. You could also say that 2 is equal to 2, right? So let's take a closer look at what these symbols look like and how we're going to use them. Okay, so I'm going to try to draw on my whiteboard here, and I hope that you'll forgive that it's a little bit tricky to draw. So I'm just going to do my very best, just like all of you do. All right. Now, one of our symbols looks like this, okay? That is the less than sign. Our other symbol looks really similar, only it's pointing the other way, okay? This is the greater than sign. And finally, we have that other symbol that we're all familiar with, just 2 straight lines across, and that is the equals sign. So for now, let's focus on those first 2 signs, okay? To make a less than or a greater than sign, you actually need 3 points, okay? And I'll show you what I mean by that. So you need 1 point on this side, and you need 2 points on this side to make a less than sign. So you're going to connect from this side, you're going to connect the 1 point and then back to that last point right there to make that sign. And the same is true for the greater than sign, except your 2 points are going to be on the other side, 1, 2, and your 1 point is going to be on this side, okay? And we connect. Notice that I don't draw a line between the 2 points on one side. You don't want to connect these. It doesn't need to be a triangle. We want it to be like an open arrow, okay? Now, when we are talking about two numbers, it does matter which way that arrow is pointing, okay? So let's take the number 3 and the number 7. Can you point to the number that is bigger or greater? Point to which number? Which number is bigger, 3 or 7? If you said 7, then you are correct. So to make our symbol the right way, what we want to do is we want to put 2 points next to the 7 and 1 point next to the 3, because 2 is a bigger number than the number 1. And that's how I always remember it. So 7 is bigger, which means it gets more points than 3, okay? And 3 is smaller, so it gets less points, okay? And we connect. Now this says 3 is less than 7. Okay, let's try one more, or maybe a couple more. What if we said 10 and 2? Now, point to the number that is bigger, 10 or 2. If you said that 10 was bigger, you are correct. 10 is more than 2. So we know that we need to put 2 dots next to one of these numbers and 1 dot next to the other. Point to the number where you think I should draw 2 dots. If you're pointing at the 10, you are correct. We are going to put more dots next to the bigger number, okay? 2 dots go next to the 10. And then how many dots do I put next to the 2? 1 dot. 1 dot goes right next to the 2. And we are going to connect the dots. All right? We'll do one more, and then I'm going to show you one other way to think about this that is also kind of fun. So should we do a tricky one? Let's do a tricky one. How about 11 and 15? 11 and 15. So we should figure out which number is bigger. I'm going to put 2 dots next to that number. Point to the number which you think is bigger. 11, 15. 15 is the bigger number. We're going to put 2 dots next to 15, and we're going to put 1 dot next to 11. Then we're going to connect the dots. This says 11 is less than 15. 11 is less than 15, and that's true. All right, so I said that I would show you one other way to think about this. And this other way is kind of silly and fun. So let's come up with some more numbers. How about 5 and 8? 5 and 8. Now, this arrow that we've been using looks a little bit like a certain kind of animal. And this animal has a big, big mouth, okay? And I'm gonna try to draw it in the colors of this animal. So again, we're gonna point to the number that's bigger. Which number is bigger, 5 or 8? 8 is our bigger number. And this time we're gonna think of this arrow that we've been using, the symbol, as an alligator. And if you can make an alligator with your hands, its mouth would look like this. um, um. Can you all pretend to be an alligator? Um, um, um. So that alligator is so, so, so hungry, and it wants to eat the bigger number because it's super, super hungry. So we're gonna draw a little alligator here, and which number is it gonna eat? It's gonna eat our number 8. So if you want to, you can try this yourself and draw a little green alligator. I'm gonna make it a little bit thicker. And I'm just gonna add, let's see, some teeth. I'm gonna try to. There we go. There's some teeth. Kind of see how that looks like a mouth. Alligator teeth. And maybe, let's see, what color eyes should it have? Maybe blue eyes. See how that looks like an alligator mouth? It always eats the bigger number. Remember that, okay? So let's go back to our work page or our worksheet. And let's take a look at this now that we know how to do it. So we'll do the first one together, and then I will let you guys do the rest by yourself. So let's take a look at, let's see, let's take a look at this one right here. I see the number 2 on one side of the dinosaur and the number 3 on the other side of the dinosaur. And we need to write the right symbol right inside this small little square, okay? So point to the number which you think is bigger. I'm gonna do it too. I am pointing to the number 3. So either way you wanna think about it, if you wanna do the dots or if you would like to do the alligator, either is fine. And I'm gonna try to see if I can draw on top of this. Let's see. I might need to make some lines. Oh, here we go. Okay. So I am going to put 2 dots next to the bigger number, which is the number 3. Try to do a little dot there and a little dot there. It's a little bit harder with this. And then 1 dot next to the smaller number, which is the number 2. Awesome. So now I have my 3 dots. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to draw my shape. I'm going to try my best to connect these 3 dots. Starting over here. Boop, boop, boop. All right, so now I have my shape, and it says that 2 is less than 3. And again, you can also think of it as an alligator's mouth opening up to eat that number 3 because it's so hungry and it wants to eat that bigger number. All right, you guys, and one last thing that I didn't go over as much, but I think that we have a pretty good idea of how to draw an equals sign. An equals sign is just a line on the top and a line on the bottom. We use that equals sign when we see 2 numbers that are exactly the same. So we could say 1 equals 1, or we could say 23 equals 23, right? Now keep in mind that this is something new that we have not learned about yet, okay? So if you are feeling like, ooh, not really sure how to use those greater than, less than signs, it's a little confusing. That's okay. If you would rather not use those signs, but you know which numbers are bigger on this worksheet, you can always just circle the bigger number. And then you can show us how you can tell which is the bigger number that way, if we're feeling a little bit uneasy about how to use those greater than, less than, or equals to signs. All right, friends, I hope that that was helpful. And I will see you all again very, very soon. We have a Zoom call tomorrow that I am really, really looking forward to. All right, bye, see you next time.